All right, live on time, on point, coming free of charge. I'm not cutting off his head. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 218th edition, long time coming, highly anticipated, never duplicated, subsequent, unappreciated NWU program. The only program featuring Nichols Standard, Penny compensated talents, William Bishop, Blake Evers, Safehold, Mediator, and Moderators. Third round draft pick named later. 3 people, 2 attempts, 1 dream. Broadcasting's finest frame rate. Let me know about the audio. If we need to take him down by, 10%? Yeah, I will. Let me pull that down.
I just put it down to 75 again.
Perfect. NWU is Corey Now Media Presentation, YouTube, iTunes, all the other tunes available on Anchor FM and Spotify. And now for the vacationing Badger. It is, our guest today is Nilaus, twitch.tv/Nilaus and youtube.com/C/NilausYT. Right?
No, just Nilaus.
Just Nilaus? You got a...
Yeah.
What is your Nilaus YT? That is that's your Discord name, right?
No, that's also just Nilaus.
What? Okay, here, let me throw this in here. 40.
Right. Welcome to Factorio. My name is Nilaus, and this is the start of a brand new Let's Play here on my channel. It's going.
There we go. There's his channel. The video automatically already plays. Here we go. I'll link that in the chat. So, man, good to talk to you. I'm glad that I think you started out kind of liking hanging out here after your Sunday streams and listening to me and Badger crack wise, or was it something else?
No, I think we headed over here. I think it was actually Hap who was recommending joining this podcast. So,
yeah, good. So your journey to Twitch is super unique, right? Many other people, most other people either start here and claw their way to partnership. You had the opposite, where you clawed your way on YouTube, and then Twitch just offered it. I've always heard like the 1 or 2 sentence explanation of how you got to Twitch and how you came over in your partnership, but can you unpack that a little bit and kind of tell about what they sent to you? Did you contact them? Did they contact you out of the blue, or how did that work?
Yeah, so it's actually like 2.5 years ago. I think I started streaming on Twitch, and I wasn't streaming much, but it was just I think I started with a 24-hour stream, and after a while, it was okay, but I just felt that it was kind of disjoint from my YouTube, and so I started streaming on YouTube instead. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I've been streaming like couple of months on Twitch, but not many viewers, and that was back in the days. So I went over to YouTube and went, all right, you get a lot more viewers streaming on YouTube than on Twitch. So after a while, I really didn't like the experience of streaming on YouTube. There are some good things, but there's just a lot of features that are missing, like most notably like Prime subs and bits, and the whole mentality generally on YouTube is that you pay for it through ads, and so from a monetization perspective, there was a lot of cool things going on Twitch as well, and I was kind of contemplating moving over to Twitch. And at that point, also sort of my private life, I was working on getting fired from my full-time job. So
you're working on it?
Sort of, I was working on it. Lots of good stories about how I did that. But anyway, I was working on getting fired. So I was things were just sort of colliding. I got a random hi from Twitch mail, and it was like an account manager from the Nordics who said he noticed me and if I wanted to come over to Twitch and just hear his sales pitch. And cool. That was like, it was like almost like, it was within 1 or 2 weeks of me getting fired. So it's like perfect. It was like one of those signs where, all right, you know what? I've been thinking of, if I want to do this, then make those. Now I'm going to be a full-time content creator. Let's also jump over to Twitch. And partially for like better features, but also just spread out your risk.
Yes.
If I lose my YouTube channel, then, and I'm streaming on YouTube as well, I'm just dead. Yep. People will just not even know that I've disappeared from the internet.
Right.
So at least this way, I mean, if I get a ban for whatever random reason, then I still have the other platform to say, hey, I'm still around, I'm working on it. I'll be back in 2 weeks, or I guess I'm streaming on
whenever, right?
YouTube now.
Yep. Yeah, that's a big one, is diversification and hedging your bet, because there are both platforms are fairly notorious for surprise bans for no reason, or no reason given, right? Or vague reason given. You know, well, they'll say a violation of TOS, ludity, or being lewd, or offensive material.
Mm-hmm.
What, and then that's it. That's all you get, and that's all, right?
And it's also notoriously difficult to get in touch with a real person.
Yep.
Especially on YouTube, you have to be partners there. I have an account manager on Twitch, so if something happens, I'll go to him, and he'll be my advocate with the moderation team, because account managers and moderation team are different teams.
Yes. Yep.
So.
Yeah.
At least have some real person I can go to and plead my case.
Right.
I don't have that on YouTube.
Right. So,
with Brothgar, what happens to his YouTube channel? I don't know if you follow Brothgar.
Yeah. He's giant, right?
Something. Yeah. At least in our world, he's a big. He grew to 100,000 subs and suddenly just lost his channel, and it was gone for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And even Clay Entertainment pleaded for him to get his channel back. So it's kind of ridiculous that it takes a month for them to just go like, oh yeah, we'll roll back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we'll get you. That's right. Yeah, he is. Let me link him. It's 103,000 subscribers for him. He's a big deal. Like everybody knows Brothgar from Oxygen Not Included. He did all of those crazy science experiments. And those sandbox scenarios, and just up and lost his channel for a full month, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. And it's just, I don't know. No one to talk to, nothing like that. Just gone, And
everything you can do is go on Twitter and hope that someone famous will retweet.
Yep.
And just shit out of luck.
Yeah. It's crazy, and like you could just kind of be snuffed out for no reason, and you just disappear off the internet. To your point, and no one would know, right? So this partner manager that contacted you, did somebody talk? Did you actually have a Discord or some sort of audio back and forth like this, or was it all via email?
No, it was a video presentation. It was really cool. It was very very professional. So I mean, it was. Also, like, design. This is Twitch. I was like, yeah, I know what Twitch is. Yeah, we can see you. But we have these called Prime subs. I know that. Right. Let's get to the.
Let's get to where. Let's talk. Yeah. Let's talk brass tacks here, man. So, yeah.
And the great thing was I could skip the whole affiliate thing, because I mean, obviously I could get through the affiliate, but it would be like, all right, it needs to spend a month as an affiliate, and then the whatever processing time it takes. So it was nice to be able to skip that and get the partnership without working for it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
right?
But you did. I mean, ultimately, you did work for it, right? It's ultimately you did. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, you did. Like with all the other content, so you're known enough to where they pitched it to you, right?
Yeah, that's also like it's great to be approached. And that in itself is a nice compliment.
Absolutely.
So that makes you you're like, ooh, I'm considering it extra because someone actually reached out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder how they find. I wonder what their formula is to go out and find people on YouTube, because you've got to believe it's a Pareto chart of very, very high subscribers, and then at some point there's a long tail, right? You're familiar with the concept of the long tail. And I mean, while at our level, 45,000 is a ton of subscribers. There's YouTubers like Brothgar is what, twice our size, right? He's big. He can't get anybody. So they presumably have gone past Brothgar to get to you somehow, right?
But that's
so how did
usually it's not a good idea to be in a non-American setup. But in this case, it is because this is a community manager who is managing the Scandinavia. You know, there's 2 community managers working on Scandinavia and Poland. So they've probably been like, hey, let's go out and recruit someone. And then they go out, look for, it's not difficult to go on Social Blade, for example, look at the nationality of YouTubers and then go list it and go through and finding like someone, maybe even looking at people who have been streaming on Twitch and then go like, all right, I see you streamed on Twitch, but you stopped. Now you're on YouTube. That should be easy to get you back.
Right. So world area, probably sized in there, has a Twitch account already, has X amount of time already, and then they filter like that. I think Mojo has a similar story where the U.S. I've actually met the North American partner manager. So not the partner manager who handles individual accounts, the guy that handles those guys. And he says, "No, you're probably not. You know, unless there's not enough of us to go around. So unless you're crushing it in the U.S. market, then we're probably use the helpline is your best bet. You probably won't get assigned a person. But world areas, like Mojo's had a couple of meals with the head of the Ocean Pacific, Oceania AP guy in Australia in Melbourne, I think, right? So."
That's nice. I mean, I've been desperately trying to buy a beer for my account manager, but TwitchCon got canceled, so that was our next opportunity.
That's right. TwitchCon, that would have been in, was that May? Oh, yep. September is this year's US TwitchCon, and
it's not canceled yet.
I mean, I can't see it going on. I don't. Can you guys confirm? I just assumed it was canceled. I don't think I've heard it specifically official that it is canceled. I bet it is, man. I mean, TwitchCon. Let me see, US 2020.
Considering how early it was canceled in Europe, I think it was actually canceled in start March or something. So it's like plenty of time to say, all right, cancel. Like maybe it was mid-March or something.
Yeah, it does not have... so here's the twitchcon.com. Not yet. Doesn't say canceled. So there's 2 windows. One of them says... let's actually go over there. Oh, man. Got to do it again.
There you go. Yeah. 25th to 27th.
All right. Hang on. Let me do this thing. Let's do up to there.
It is woefully unupdated, this website. The second news on the site is from September 27th last year.
Oh, yeah. Twitchcon.com.
Yeah.
Let's go to Chrome, TwitchCon. There we go. Yep. So there's a canceled one right next to it, but they
forgot about it. They completely forgotten that they.
They might not. Yeah, they might forgot they have this website.
Yeah. If you click on the San Diego one, there's nothing there. There's just generic information. There's nothing about pending recommendation from CDC or whatever you could expect. Now you ruined my view again.
I did. Let's go back. Freaking OBS so slow. Streamlabs OBS has a. I switched over, by the way. Do you use OBS Prod Studio or what's your streaming software?
OBS Studio, I guess. Streamlabs OBS.
Streamlabs OBS, okay.
Yeah, Streamlabs OBS, yeah.
Right. So I switched over because I used to use OBS Studio, but for some games, Grand Theft Auto in particular, it was taking up a lot of CPU and a lot of memory, and the game was running slow. I just switched over to Streamlabs OBS, and it ran great. And I could stream it. Weird. So I just said, done. It was super easy to import all my settings, and that was it. That was the only thing that got me over there. The only thing I would say is it's kind of slow to click through the menus for some reason. It's not super responsive GUI.
Just do it from the website.
Yeah.
The few times I do edits, then I do it.
Directly from the website. You don't do the downloadable client.
I do have it, but if I change some setups and stuff, I usually just I don't know.
Okay.
I don't do much on it. Is anyone who has joined my stream knows I'm, as some of the moderators have said, that my stream looks like shit. Maybe they phrased it a bit differently, but it looks like an amateur setup, and I know, and the thing is, I know what I need to do, but I just don't have the patience to go yet again for the 15th time, go to Fiverr and spend I don't know how much time trying to tell them what I need and then get something different and then iterate and iterate. So yeah, I'm completely, it's one of those million things that I ought to get this done.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I'm streaming now, so I can't do it right now. It's later, then it's late, and then there's tomorrow, and you know.
Yep. Yeah, you have you have a very good. I'll tell you this: you have a very good, a straightforward, I would say, self-awareness of things you want to do and things you definitely don't want to do. And you're saying, I know I need to do this, but I'm not going to do it.
I mean, it's, you know, there's some of these things that sometimes you pushing it ahead of you. Like I have my starting soon screen. Like I've been hating it, and it's been commenting on it. And then I just ended up taking half an hour to do something really cool that just rotates between the different things I do. And I was like, damn, I've been spending more time sort of pushing it ahead of me instead of just getting it done. So now I'm going to, before tomorrow evening stream, I will have it updated with my new YouTube series.
Right. Yeah. So you spent it took you 30 minutes to fix it. This is a great example. It took you 30 minutes to fix it, but you spent way more than 30 minutes worth of time and energy and emotional baggage hating it, right?
Yeah. And procrastinating about it and moving it from one to-do list to the next to-do list to the next to-do list, and then just go like, all right, I'm going to just take it off the to-do list because it's going to get done when it gets done.
Yeah, right.
But, you know, on the other hand, if you start doing those tasks that, it's just half an hour here, there's just half an hour there, then you end up spending all of your time having like a perfect stream, but you never get time to stream or record YouTube videos, or because you have now the perfect overlays, but you forgot the most important part.
Right.
At the end of the day, I don't think that it really makes a big difference for most viewers. I mean, there's something about Dr. Disrespect, for example, who has like amazing production value on his streams. But it's a bit different caliber, and then you can look at someone like, I don't know, QXC. That's a piece of shit setup. Or even Pokimane has nothing, right? Default Streamlabs notifications, all those things, right? But so it's I want things to be nice and good enough, but it doesn't have to be world class.
Right.
And I'm still waiting. This is like a call to actions. I'm still waiting for someone to say, hey, I thought this would be fun. I'd love to do some setups and programming or on stream. So it's still like
holding out
like
hope.
A call to action. If anyone wants to do that.
Holding out hope that someone else is just going to go, here's some cool panels.
or just say, hey, I got an idea that yesterday that I thought would be really cool. Like if you could code it so that when you get an event, there's a little ticker that ticks up to 5 so that for the hype train. So everyone can see on the screen, is it just one more for the hype train, or did the event 5.5 minutes ago, is that now 5 minutes ago? So it's actually ticking down. So it's like a little ticker that ticks up if we get closer to hype train, and then it slowly ticks down again. That would be so cool, but I have no idea how to code it.
Right.
And it's written in this, I don't know, awful language that is really unintuitive. But it's those kind of things like, if I could code, I would probably, that would be a cool thing if you could do that.
Yeah.
So I'm a typical manager. I have lots of good ideas and saying like, that can't be that difficult, but I can't do it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, inevitably a manager of these sorts of things has in their mind, it's all it is it's kind of taking over time and reading these events, and then here comes, and then why can't we just kind of do that? And then you expect, okay, well, these employees, they get in there and they start unpacking it, and they're going, this is a mess in here. I don't know how to do this. And you go, wait a second. Yeah, sure you can, right? I get that a lot. Yeah. I get that from my managers, and I also get that. I also give a little bit of that to my employees. I have a staff as well. Some developers, some admins. So I have a little bit of that. Well, a lot of times I'll come back with a technique of, okay, I'm not going to tell you whether it's easy or not. I want you to tell me why it can't be done, and tell me why can't we do this, and then we'll talk about it. So let's talk in 2 days, and then you come to me with the complexity of the problem, and we'll unpack it together. Right.
But you also need to know who you're talking to, because there will be some who go like, yeah, that's easy, and you go like, yeah, okay, but I'm not going to go back to my superiors and say it's easy, because I know that you always underestimate.
Yep.
And there are other people who are always like, oh, it can't be done. Like, all right, can you just look at the problem, please? Right. And before you just say it can't be done. Yeah. So, I mean, it depends, right?
Yeah.
As everything. So
you were a manager before you went full time?
Yep. I was managing like a big development team, like 40 people in all over Europe. And just doing, I had architects and change managers, developers, project owners, product support. So it's like the full DevOps cycle.
Yeah, I on your Twitter profile it says you are a lean
agile enthusiast,
evangelist.
Yes.
There you go. And there you go. Let me hit that in the link. But lean agile evangelist. Interesting, right? So did you do like 2-week sprints and do scrums and all that business?
Well, I didn't, but I was the one teaching the scrum masters and the product owners how to do it. So my team had 7 agile teams working together. So that's why we were also embracing SAFe, if that's something that rings a bell. So
scaled agile.
Because, I mean, building one Scrum team is excellent and it works flawlessly, but when you have 5-6 different products that need to go together to perform a sort of like a portfolio that needs to launch at the same time, then it's less easy, because all of the things in Scrum talk about how autonomous the team has to be.
Yep.
And yet they're not autonomous, because you have multiple products that lead together to a single bigger product.
Yep,
or program.
The dependencies tie down their autonomy. And Freeze914, thank you for hitting that sub button. Appreciate it, man. Founder's badge. He's a shred guy.
Nice.
He's a shred guy and clown and Nilaus supporter. Thank you very much, Freeze. Appreciate it. Did you see Shred Guy streamed the other day?
No, I heard about it.
Yeah, it was the most Shred Guy thing to do ever. Okay, you're familiar with him, right? You know. Yeah. Okay, so Shred Guy, he hits the button, starts the stream, and it's the starting soon, and it's music, and it's counting up, right, or counting down from whatever, and all it does is he doesn't say anything. Of course, he doesn't, and it comes on, and he's not even looking at the camera, he's not even looking at anything. The curtain pulls up, and he's just having coffee. And he's
nice.
And all he's doing is just really focusing in on his coffee and kind of smiling and like, this is coffee. And chat's going nuts. It's like, hey, he's back. It's And sure enough, doesn't even acknowledge anybody. Welcome back. None of that business. Just focuses in on his coffee.
But has he been streaming since, or was it like a one-time thing?
I think it's only been one time. I haven't seen him live since. Right. I put the notices on my phone so that I get a pop-up when my favorite streamers go live. So it's that notification bell, right, for Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's gone live since. It was streamed on his birthday, and that was it, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And there you go.
It's and that's actually going back to the part about sort of disappearing from the internet, because you just see that sometimes someone like, oh, they just disappeared.
Yep.
And remember when I started being a content creator for Factorio, it was all about Arumba and Studio. And of course, Arumba is still doing a lot of stuff, but it's like Europa Universalis. But DJs somehow seem to have just vanished.
Yep.
And that's to be expected. Like, this is not necessarily a job that you do until you retire.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess everybody at some point stops streaming for whatever reason, and they either do something else or they need another job. Like, there's a bunch of folks who did it for a while. Like, said, okay, I'm gonna do this for a year. I've got some money saved up. I'm gonna make this happen, and then it either happens or doesn't happen, and they just got to go do a thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
what about yourself? For you, it's just a hobby, but or it's a bit of a time-consuming hobby, isn't it?
Yeah, I take it seriously. So that's my statement. It's not my main source of income for sure. I need I would need either a bigger user base or something else to happen for it to cut the ties with my other job. Specifically because I got a wife and kids in this house. And the wife.
Hey, I got an ex-wife and kids.
Ex-wife and kids.
That's almost the same.
So,
they still cost money.
Yeah, it might even be worse at some point, right? My wife does not work full time. She'll work at least one night a week, sometimes 2 nights a week. She's a registered nurse, which puts me in the high risk for COVID category. So I'm gonna go back to work with the last group to go back. So I'm stuck at home for the foreseeable future, even though
you're working from home. I mean, officially at least.
Yep. And so my job is good. It's not great. It's good, which I can't. There's not a ton to. I have some things to complain about, but nothing really to complain about. And I started streaming 5 years ago, somewhere in March of 2015. One of my buddies, I was complaining about how hard Faster Than Light was. Right, Faster Than Light, great game.
I never played it, but know of it.
Yeah, it was. I was complaining about how hard it was, and he says, "You want to be able to play this well? Watch this guy." And he sent me a link to Lethal Frag, who is a pretty big streamer. He does full time, and he is super good at these types of decision making games. He's about anywhere from 700 to 1,200 viewers just for hitting the button. He's probably there. He's playing Faster Than Light now. Somebody sent him my buddy sent me a link and said, "Go watch this guy if you want to learn how to play," because he plays on no pause, hardest difficulty, and crushes it, right? And so that was I said, Twitch TV. I said, "What is Twitch.tv?" That was 5 years ago. That was my first exposure to it, and I went, "Oh wow, he's live. Okay, this is not just a video. This guy's live. He's playing it right now." And it took me all of 5 minutes, and I said, "I'm doing this."
You didn't say I could do it better.
No, I just said I'm doing it. I didn't say I can do it better. I didn't say any of that. I said, "Oh, okay, wow," and I started kind of browsing a couple channels, and I went, "Oh, I'm totally doing this." There's no thought in my mind of hanging out, being a viewer, and asking questions. None of that business. I immediately put myself in the streamer chair and said, "Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do, but this is what I'm going to do."
Yeah.
And so I started, and somebody on Twitter asked this question a while back. They said, "What was your first game that you ever streamed, and what was it?" And I'll tell you mine, and you can tell me yours. Mine was Payday 2. And my tweet was, let me go back to my Payday 2 tweet, which was pretty good. Payday 2.
Pretty good.
I said I was damn good at it, and I am still good at it. I actually played it the other night. I soloed a bank. And I said, and I had a world-class, very talented, coordinated, hilarious crew with whom I could wreck face and die laughing all night long. And the crew that I had was entertainment magic. And so at the time I was playing Payday with my buddies, and they were just dudes I met online. We had voice, and we would just having a ton of fun, and having a ton of fun every night. And since we were laughing, that was always my goal, was with me and Badger, when he and I off air will do nothing but try and make each other laugh and crack each other up. And I said, look, if we can bottle that up and somehow unpack it for everybody else, that would be a funny show. And that's kind of what I started to try and do on Payday, is like, look, we're having fun. Let's just start doing this, and everybody else could join in on our fun. Took a little bit of a different deal, but took a little bit of a different spin, depending on what works. But same thing was my philosophy of on Payday, was let's just start doing this. We could have the audience in there. We're together. I mean, individually we're kind of funny. Together we're hilarious. So let's just open that up to the audience to see what we could do. So I did that a couple times, and then right about then the team fell apart. One dude got a job and changed the schedule and couldn't do it every night. So then I said, okay, well, I'm still doing streaming. I'm going to do something. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something. So I started streaming Terraria with my son, Ash, after I talked with the wife, and I said, look, this kid is gold. Like, he's hilarious. He's super sharp. He's very patient, and if you can handle him...
all the mother's genes, I guess.
Yeah, well, if you could handle him being on stream, and we can put some safeguards in place, because, clearly a little kid there's some vulnerabilities there that you don't want to expose to the world. If you put some things in place, do you think it'd be a good job to stream? So we started. There's nothing against TOS or anything like that, so we just said, let's get her done, and then that's when we started, and it grew and grew and grew, and there we go. So what about you? What was your first game that you streamed on YouTube, or I guess even
Twitch
or Twitch, either one? But what was your first YouTube video? Other question was, what was your first YouTube video that you uploaded?
I don't know. I think it was either Darkest Dungeon, XCOM, or Factorio. I don't think it was Factorio. I think it was XCOM that was my first video. But I'm sure someone else has. That's the funny thing. On YouTube, you can go in under all videos, and you can sort oldest to newest. That's actually kind of funny to do on some channels. Yeah. Just to go back in archaeological history and see a 13-year-old ninja. Yep.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, it was XCOM, says how follows. Yeah, there you go. All right, thank you, guys. I was just about to ask chat to go do it. Yeah, it was XCOM, right?
Yeah, and it's the thing is, for me, the reason why I started, I think the idea started back when I was playing World of Warcraft. I was gold farming, and I was really good at it, and I was part of this Stormspire clan that were sort of moneymakers on all the we had a server each that we dominated, and then we sort of wrote articles about how to do it. And then I wrote articles, and there were like 18 people maybe watching it, reading it, and I was like, all right, I spent so much time on it. I'm actually really good at this, but I can't get it out.
Right.
I write these articles and daily blogs about my quest on a new server going to 1 million gold. How do I do this? Then how do I do this, right?
Yeah. How do I get my message out?
And that's kind of started it. And I've been watching Day 9 for 10 years. So he's kind of been an inspiration always on just how to do it in a very conscientious way. I think he's always been, he's such a nice guy, and he's so entertaining and just friendly, and he never talks bad about other people. And he really comes off as a nice guy. And so it's like, all right. And also Christopher Odd, that I also watch on YouTube. It's like, all right, this is really cool what they do. Could I do something like this?
Yes.
And then I got divorced, and then there were 3 things I wanted to do when I got divorced. I was buy a Tesla, go on Tinder, start a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Perfect.
So that's been pretty much my life the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's good. So Tesla Model S, is that what you got? Did you get a Model S?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good. You got a Tesla. That's awesome.
So those are 3 must do. It took literally 5 minutes from she said, I found someone else, to go like, all right. I'm gonna buy that Tesla, and
that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know, man. That's interesting. So are you still on Tinder? No. Okay. All right.
No.
Okay. How? What? I've never been on. Okay, I've been married a while. So all of that came after I got married. I've been married for a long time.
Well, the one doesn't rule out the other.
One does, I guess. So I would. I never got that experience, but I would imagine it's a lot easier in a post-Tinder world than a pre-Tinder world.
I don't think so.
Really? So you still had some Tinder trouble? A lot of hassle?
Yes. Okay. So if you want to go into this, then
yeah, if you want to, whatever.
It's a matter of purely statistics here. There is a really good book, and I cannot remember it. It's written by the guy who founded OkCupid, and he's been using all of the data from OkCupid to sort of prove some hypotheses he has.
Okay.
And basically one of them is that...
So there's the founders of OkCupid.
Yeah, I can't remember... who it is, but I can't remember the book. Maybe someone can sort of dig it, find it here somewhere. It's really good. It's really entertaining. It's about sort of dating and all those statistics behind it. And basically one of the statements he got was like, if you give a man sort of the full range of women to evaluate, he will say 50% look better than the average and 50% look worse than the average. If you do the same with women, they will say 20% look better than average and 80% look worse than average.
Oh.
And then on top of that, you go to Tinder, which it's never been publicized, but it's supposedly 80-20 in distribution. So you already have let's say a buyer's market if you're a woman.
Yep.
That means you can choose to be picky.
Yep.
And if you can choose to be picky, that means you start looking at it's basically the top 5% men, they get 1 million likes.
Yep.
But everyone else
struggles.
Don't get much.
Struggles.
Yeah.
Right.
While women and this is because when you have sort of like a skewed market like this, that also leads the men to hit on everything.
Yes.
Generally speaking, because anything. I mean, there's so few fish in the sea that you gotta be
right.
Yeah, scraping the bottom.
Yeah.
So add that together, compound it together. That means it's a very one-sided market.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not complaining about my hit rate there, but it means that I basically found a lot of dates were not very even, to be honest. And because then when I meet someone, I'm like, well, we're meeting each other on equal terms. But I got a lot of dates that were like, all right, impress me because I can get 10 other dates. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm very much uninterested now because that's not how it works for me. I'm not going to be here to impress you. I'm here to meet you as an equal. Yep. I'm not saying this is not a general thing. It's just after so many encounters, you just start getting bored from this and it just becomes a bit of a drag. And it's like, all right, and then after I became a full-time content creator, do you have any idea how unattractive that is to women my age? So you play computer games all day?
Yeah, it's hard, and it's hard to explain.
Let me just say, oh, sorry, I forgot. I have to go pick up my dog thing. Yes. Bye. It's just, there was like a date-shaped hole in the wall where they were running away whenever I said what I was doing for a living. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's also a bit of bias. So in the end, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to find anything interesting there.
Yeah.
Well,
there you go. Yeah, that's exactly right.
It just turned out to be a waste of time and a source of frustration. Also a source of some good stories that I've been telling on stream. But yeah, you got to be Yeah.
The date-shaped hole in the wall is pretty good. Yeah, and it is hard to explain this profession. I mean, I've been doing it for 5 years now. My family knows. My family knew after the first 3 months. I said, by the way, because I didn't have success really quickly, but I had growth and I had some good stuff happening, good channel growth and all that business. And so, explaining to my family, not the ones in the other room, but like my mother and father and some
your in-laws,
my in-laws, right? And I had to, and I was explaining it. It's still hard to explain. And after 5 years, they know what I'm doing, and I kind of keep them updated on how my progress. I tell them I got partner. I say, hey man, I got partners in November of 2018. November 1st, 2018, and I sent it out a little note out to my people who are encouragers, and I said, hey man, good big day, got partnered, and they said, oh good, good, right? Yeah, good, huh?
Good for you.
Okay, yeah.
I have no idea what it means.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
And it's a good deal, right? And it's still kind of hard for them to understand what it is that you and I do, right? So,
and then my mom still sort of expects me to get a real job.
Yep.
Like, all right, well, now you've done this for a while. Like, when do you think you'll get a real job? Like, yeah.
But the good news is, at least at the Tinder, the age for Tinder, you can say, well, I'm a YouTuber. And most people will kind of know what that is. Nowadays, they can say I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yes,
but YouTubers, if the brand, if you look in my little pond here in Denmark, then YouTubers are two things. It's, I don't know, Philip DeFranco.
Right.
Like, okay, so the big ones, the ones who've made it, who are branching into real celebrity status, and then it's these super obnoxious, in-your-face Danish YouTubers who are full of themselves and do everything that is just disgraceful to the profession. So if I say I'm a YouTuber,
and they haven't heard of you, then you're in the other bucket, right?
I must be one of those really annoying ones who shout at the camera and play Minecraft and scam kids. Like,
yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't say I'm that. I guess I'll let my chat determine whether that's my profile. But I don't try to be the classic YouTuber with the O faces and the screaming and overhyped. So
no, I will.
So that's why. Yeah, saying I'm a YouTuber is not necessarily a good thing.
Right. I've got hours in your stream, and you are not that guy. I'm just going to tell you. I've got some hours in your stream.
Yeah, it's more like sleep therapy.
Well, and I've never heard you go, oh my gosh, did you guys see that? Right.
Yeah.
Ranting. Yeah, there's ranting and then there's screaming, and there's plenty of ranting, right? That's a good one.
Yeah. The only time I scream is if there are biters in the house, like the crawly or flying kind around me. Then I get scream like a little girl.
YouTube thumb. Yeah. That should be your next one. Is start mixing in some just outlandish, crazy thumbnails for your YouTube series, and put it, a normal video. Just your normal video, but then your thumbnail is.
But I did that. I don't know if you checked it out. I did that for I do a monthly channel update. It's just usually as a bland my logo thing, and then I go like you won't believe what's gonna happen, and it was just the numbers were through the roof.
Really?
And people were like, no, I didn't click on it. I clicked on it because it's your video. It's like, no, I'm statistically. I got a click-through rate of 14%, and you basically say if you break 15%, that's when you go viral. It's usually my channel updates has 1,000 views, and this one had 10,000 views in 2 days. I'm like, all right, clearly you won't believe in caps lock with an expressive face. Then it's gonna generate, and it sucks. It sucks because it shouldn't be like that, and it's almost like you basically leave money on the table by not doing it.
Yeah, that's right. So
that's the worst part, right?
Yeah, that's the worst part, right? But here's the thing: is that it's just like you were saying. It's just like you were saying about XQC and those sorts of things. Mm. Either it's not a guarantee of success, but it's almost like there's no reason not to do it. Yeah, go. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Jeff.
Veritasium was actually, he had a video about sort of thumbnails, and he was like apologized and said, which is kind of ridiculous in his position because he's making so much money, he has trouble using them fast enough. But he was like, I have to start making more clickbaity thumbnails and titles, and he did, and it basically means the difference between 5 million views and 30 million views for him. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
It's the difference between being sort of sober and this is just what it is, instead of like then some of those, and they're interesting and they're very clickbaity. It's unfortunate it is like that, but it is what it is.
Yep. So your best video to date is 616K. That's your 3 years ago. Yeah, that's my Vanilla Done Right. Yep, Vanilla Done Right. Yep, that's a good series.
And also, welcome to Factorio is also really good. Mm-hmm. The first one.
Yep.
Also, I mean, I think that my new video, the one I uploaded today, could be a really good one as well. I started a new series today, and I think that's
It'll flash up there here in a second. There's your epic fails.
There, okay. Yeah.
That's
this is what happens when you ask community to help out with something, right?
Yeah.
That's what the result is.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. The date. Yeah. By the way, we did the link to that book is in the chat. Dataclysm.
Dataclysm.
Christian Rudder. That's the guy. Yeah. Yep.
Really good. Highly recommended.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a downer.
Well.
At times.
One of the things that I pride myself on professionally and I guess personally is reality on reality's terms. Look, I'm more of an economist at heart, where an economist doesn't necessarily care about feelings. It's just the facts, and that's about it, right? And so Dataclysm is one of those things that I could say, yep, that's the reality. There's a difference between men and women, and it shows itself in this. This is one great example of how this behavior all shakes out, right?
Yeah. And I think that's if in the terms of, let's say, YouTube thing, you can say you can sit back and complain about the rules, or you can play the game. Mm-hmm. But sitting back and complain about the rules is probably not going to change the rules of the game,
right?
And you can just you got to say, all right, am I going to do this, or I'm not going to do it? But there are some things, of course, like I've not taken any sponsorships, for example. Mm-hmm. That's a deliberate choice that I've chosen not to do that. Because the stuff that I've been offered have been, you know them. It's the usual ones. It's usual ones where it feels fake when a YouTuber doing, I don't know, let's plays of something starts fear-mongering about VPNs, and if you don't have a VPN, you will lose all your data. It's like, no, that's
right.
You're doing that for a few bucks, and it's not cool.
Yeah.
If you have something that complements your brand, awesome. But I think there's too many that are just random VPN services, and I don't like it, or playing games that are just not part of my community in order to get people to sign up. I think the brand is more important than making a quick buck on.
I agree.
I agree. You can deteriorate your brand so quickly.
Yeah. I've done do you have access to the bounty board?
Nope.
Okay.
Still not. Last year on TwitchCon, they were like, it's rolled out in a couple of months all over Europe, and it's still not there.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's supposedly not very good.
There's probably some EU rules that they're having. I mean, they want to roll it out everywhere because Twitch gets a good cut of those. So Twitch does have motivation. So it's
not that great anymore. I mean, it's just mobile games, basically. At least what I'm hearing about. It's not the games you wanted to play. It's not like, hey, play Factorio for 2 hours and make bank. No, that's not an option. It's play a shitty mobile game for 2 hours and get people to sign up.
Yeah, some of them are. Some of them are products. I've done a few. So I got access to the bounty boards. Yeah, it's about 50-50 where play game X for an hour and with these amount of viewers and get paid. The ones that I find are read this 2-minute ad and show a trailer for 30 seconds with 100 viewers or something, and you get $30 or whatever. So I did a couple of them, but I made them fun. Where one of them was Dollar Shave Club, which was razors and stuff. And actually, my dad bought a bunch of stuff from Dollar Shave Club just to try it out. Probably the month before I saw this, so I knew it. I knew the products. It wasn't a big deal, and I waited for a big host like from Rain or somebody. So Rain hosts me, and I went, Rain, I'm so glad you're here. I have a question for you. Rain, do you have a face? If you have a face, I've got a product for you. and we just had fun with it, right? And in that regards, it was an easy $30 or whatever I got from it. I don't remember. It was $26 or something dumb. But I'm probably never going to do anything like that seriously, right? And earnestly, I may do something like that, but let the audience in on the joke as well. Like, look, it's just an easy way, bro. I'm just going to level with the audience here. It's an easy way for me to get $30, and we're just going to make a 2-minute joke out of it, right?
Yeah, and I think you can do that, but you can only do it to a certain extent.
Right. I didn't do it. I did it like 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. It has to make sense. There are some products that I would love to be sponsored by, but I haven't really put any effort into it. Again, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I was actually dating someone who was a influence marketing manager for specialized glasses. So like for specialized screen glasses, and I was like, that's actually something that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I wear contact lenses, and it could be like that would actually make sense for someone like that brand to say, hey, you know what, streamers, they're pretty good because you're going to show the product all day, every day.
Yeah.
And it's specifically for screen time. And yeah, unfortunately, I didn't find her so attractive, so it didn't really work out. So I'm not really business minded in that respect.
You got to take one for the team, man.
Yeah, okay. Suddenly we have a contract for several years, and it's this is a bit of a payment for that contract, right?
Yep.
God, yeah. How many days a week do I have to endure just to get this sponsorship?
Right. I mean, that sort of thing is mixing, work and personal, and if the personal goes bad, then there's consequences to work too. So it's probably the smart thing to do. But I thought like the product wise, it would make perfect sense for someone like that to go to a streamer rather than to a random Instagram model, because the Instagram model is going to take 2 pictures of it and that's it. But a streamer is going to be like, hey, what are those tinted glasses? Oh, funny. Here's an emote. Here's a link. Here's an affiliate link to it. It makes perfect sense. Yep. Exclamation point glasses. Command in the chat.
Yep.
Click the link.
Exactly.
Make purchase. Yep. That would be good. Yeah.
So stuff like that, or like this plate would also be pretty cool, because then it'd be some art that you could probably commission for your channel, and then so those kind of things would be interesting.
Yeah. Do you have it doesn't work. I know. So would you.
Not yet.
Not yet. So do you have an artist that you go to for your stuff? Like a person?
No.
I
have a few, and I've tried various sources, and some work, some don't work, and some I'm still waiting to get back to me. And so if Chris is still around, then maybe he could tell us his favorite streamer to get back to me. I'm still I'm pouting over that I'm not his favorite streamer. But then again, how the hell can I compete against Casey?
Right. So yeah, so mine is interesting. I set out. So when I got partnered, I guess maybe before that. No, it's right around partnership. I said, okay, I'm going to take $80, and I'm going to find a person that I can work with, and I'm going to lose this $80, but I'm going to do an experiment. I'm just going to say, cough it up, it's going to be gone. So I commissioned 3 artists on Fiverr to do different emotes. One sucked, one was good, and one was great. And I grabbed the great one, and I said, you're my guy forever now. And so my command for exclamation point emotes or exclamation point Fiverr goes to that person, and I've used them for my emotes, for all of my emotes. But I had to go look at do some research, look at all their work, and then do actually exercise the transaction to make sure they were good, they were professional, they delivered all of that business. But there was definitely some investment to go out and go try the services. So now I've got a guy. I've done
that as well. Yeah,
you have?
But that's nice. I mean, I've done that as well, but I only get the bottom third, it seems. Or maybe I'm just, I don't know. I get something good, but I think my problem is also that I know what I want, but I can't articulate it. So I give and I think that if Timbo's still around, he probably knows this, that he knows now that if I give sort of it would be cool with something, and then he gets it immediately.
Yep.
And that takes a while, but if you meet some random one from some random place in the world, they're not going to get it. And I was I wanted a thumbnail for my science tutorial, masterclass science, and I was it wouldn't be cool with the science beakers in a circle or something like that, and he comes back and just makes them in a circle, and we're going yeah, I could have done that.
You're right.
It was it's about sort of doing something graphically, make it shine, make it look cool in some way, and I don't know what it's going to be like, but putting them in a circle, I can do that.
Right.
So yeah, I'm a bit at a loss with that one.
Yeah.
With the Fiverr thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not super happy about it.
Yeah, so mine.
It would be nice to sort of have that sorted.
Yeah, it's really good to find your person. I think it solves a lot of problems where you can just go, this is
I need a new
X, and then you have a go-to person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about just changing the topic, I mean, we talked a bit about dating, and you know what I'm really looking for in a woman?
Uh-huh.
And looking for someone who would cuddle me like you're cuddling your microphone. It's just it's so much love between you and that mic.
This is my
if
hammer.
I touch mine, yeah, but I don't get it. How the hell? If I touch it, I will kill everyone who is wearing headphones.
Oh man,
I don't know what.
I got a $400 mixer sitting right next to me.
Yeah, I got that as well. But there's something about if I just
tap it, go. Wee.
If I touch it, no, just yeah.
No, I fidget and I
don't get it how you can just shovel it around.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I've got a stand, that an articulating arm that does this thing,
I'm just gonna see if I can't even see any waveform, so I'm afraid of even touching it.
Okay.
But I have exactly the same stand for you that you have. And it's not even attached to the same table. It's attached to a different table, so there's no vibration. But it's still I don't know.
Yeah, I've got I've got compression on, and where I dampen the deal. I've got the gain pulled way down, so it only pulls in right here. Because if I get any a little bit away, it goes away really quickly. So the gain is how far away from it that it picks up, right? And I don't know how much of the squeaking you can hear, but I do need to grease up these things. But yeah, this is I've had this for
really cuddling it
for years. Yeah, I have used. Oftentimes, what I'll do is I'll put my hand right around it and kind of cuddle it like this. Yeah, this is my hammer, man. This is my tool that I get out to the world, man. This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have it to where I've listened back to enough of my video to where I know exactly where I need, and I don't touch it to my chin, but there's about a 1 centimeter gap to where I know that's where I need it, and I'll hit it right because I pull it way in, so because most of the time I've got 3 other people in this house who are just the loudest the loudest, most carefree bunch of screwballs ever.
It's called a family.
It's a family, yeah. They listen to these dumbass TV shows. My daughter laughs super loud. Her hiccups. She hiccups so freaking loud. All the time.
But it must sort of limit you in sense that you must be this close.
Well,
it becomes more of an ASMR stream.
Well, I do that on purpose so that I do it on purpose. So I have it touch my chest most of the time, so I can feel the distance from it. But
see, that's exactly, this is the kind of relationship I'm looking for.
Yeah, it just reps on the sound equipment. I was doing sound stuff before I started streaming. I had a bunch of podcast stuff because I knew I was going to do something. I was looking for either a podcast. I had an idea for a 3-person show and a producer that I wanted to be on, but I didn't know how I wanted to do it. So I started just randomly buying equipment and setting it up and learning about sound and learning how I'm going to do it and looking up services. And right about that time was when my buddy introduced me to Twitch, and I went, aha, here we go. I'm doing this.
There's an application.
There's the application. Yep, I had equipment and a drive ready for an application. So that's how he did it. You want to be cuddled? Is that all you need? You just want to be held like right here, front and center?
That loving embrace. That's what we're looking for.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Oh man. All right, so give me an example of the things that you. So we've already got a couple examples of the things that you don't want to do. Like, I don't want to spend time on my scenes. I don't want to spend time on, like those sorts of things. The things you procrastinate, you kick out in front of you more and more. What are the things that you really like doing that are
the thing
other than hitting the button and going, right?
Yeah, but it's it's a good question, but I've been really keen on this because I came from like corporate manager job, which there were good points, but overall I hated it because I got stressed from it. And there were a lot of shitty tasks like finance reporting and budgets and yearly appraisals and all that crap, time reporting and all that shit that's part of it. And I hated it, but I was like, all right, it's part of it. You have the 20% good and you have the 80% shit, but remember the 20%.
Yep.
So it's really important for me to, when I do this job, that I'm making some compromises on sort of my job security and salary and all that stuff, that it has to be a different percentage.
Yeah. I
can't be doing 80% shitty task and 20% good task, because then I would rather have a corporate career.
Yeah.
So it has to be something, there has to be a much higher percentage of fun, because I made this deliberate choice that I want more fun. So
right.
That being said, of course, I love streaming.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious from my streaming schedule. I love streaming. I find it very natural. I thought it was really funny that I watched one of these shows where you and Badger, I think it was Badger who said like he was nervous before going, and I have the complete opposite. I am the most at rest when the countdown is going, people are going to, I've set up all my things, everything's good. Just, all right, here we go.
Yeah, me too.
That's the...
Yeah.
So obviously the streaming has to be a big part of it.
Yep.
But lately, I've actually been enjoying doing sort of the YouTube part and making these videos and just having sort of a bit of time for myself where I can put on the stream on the other screen and then sit and do some editing and just do some recording and just playing with that. It's been actually surprisingly fun.
Yep.
But I think that the main part is I want as high percentage as possible to be content creation.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's the thing. The rest of it is not because I just have a lot of small tasks that I need to do. Mm-hmm. It's not because I'm just always kicking them in front of me. But there are so many, and also like I haven't even reported my taxes for the first quarter of this year. Mm-hmm. So, and I have to do it in the next 2 weeks, otherwise I get audited. Those are the kind of things that I hate doing, but I have to do it, right?
Yep.
yeah, so those kind of things are uncool, but I love the community part. I love the streaming, of course. Also the stuff around it, when talk to sort of the moderators and preparing a new stream or a new concept, and oh my god, there's a flying biter.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so so it's about focusing on the content creation. That's the main fun part of it.
Yeah. I have a similar one. You're right, man. It is completely. So Badger expressed that every single time. So if you don't, my opinion is that Badger's one of the greatest streamers on planet Earth. Like he's supremely talented, and understandably that he's not everybody's cup of tea. But because there's people that like me that can't stand him, and there's people that like him that can't stand me, right? It's just whatever it is, natural, right?
Otherwise, there would only be one channel on Twitch.
Otherwise, there'd only be one channel, right? But I think he and I had this conversation a while back where I said, I don't know how good of a soldier you were, or how good of a security guard you were, or your other professions that you were. You're supposed to be doing this. Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah, he's an entertainer.
Yeah, he's supposed to be an entertainer of some way, right? So, and he says, yeah, well, the problem is that every time right before he hits the button to go, it's like, oh boy, here we go, like nervousness, right?
Yeah.
And that, for me,
that's really weird.
Was very weird. Yeah, and for me, that is it's not wrong. It's neither wrong nor bad. It is a foreign feeling to me, where I wake up and I'm going, let's do this. Like, let's go. Let's do this. And I'd like get out of my way. I'm ready to go live right now. And all the other things that get in my way of it are things like editing, things like thumbnails, and some of those other things that I got to do. And I get all of that done, or I have to break early so that I can do this before tomorrow. All of those sorts of things are kind of the painful point of me. And you're right. Sometimes there's an 80-20 split of the good stuff versus the other things. And I have a similar thing where I said, you know what? I'm going to get good at editing. And not only am I getting good at editing, I'm going to get faster at editing, so that when I do my editing time, I'm going to bite the bullet, and we're just going to do it, right? Born for this. What's up, St. Cabbage? Yeah, because I think I heard Chippy Gaming and Pedguin talking a while back, and Pedguin and Chippy Gaming are big Terraria streamers and YouTubers. Chippy Gaming has, I don't know if he's at 1 million yet. He's at several 100,000. Chippy Gaming, YouTube. Let's hit him up. 742,000 subscribers. And he and Pedguin were in a co-stream one day. It had to have been, I think it was like 7 a.m. my time. So it was their afternoon. And they were they were in Pedguin's stream. They were playing Fortnite, of all things, right? There was probably 30 of us there, 30 of us hanging out. And it was freaking Chippy Gaming and Pedguin. And Chippy said, you know what I've done lately? I've gotten really good at editing. He said he said, and because I've gotten good at editing, my channel has had lots of good growth, because I was, as soon as I figured out how to get my scripting and my editing, the things that he wants to do in the game, because he just records and posts it. As soon as I combined those things and got those two things quit fighting each other, he says my channel has had great growth, and he says I'm good at it and I'm fast at it. And I went, that's the mentality I need to have, rather than thinking it's a pain in the butt. Like, it's a means to an end.
Yep.
Of just suck it up and be your editor. Or you have to make that conscious decision, all right, I'm going to pay for someone else to do my editing for me. But then that's got to be also a risk, because it's a lot like an emote artist. I know what I want. I need them to know what I want also. And either I have to get really good at communicating what I want, yep, or they all just have to implicitly know me, know my sensibilities, and be able to put it together for me, right? And so
it takes time.
It takes
and
time.
It's a partnership as well, and it's going to take a lot of hits and misses. There's also the part that if you want to hire someone for a job you don't understand yourself, then it's very difficult to do it. So
right.
I think it's better that you learn it,
and
then you're like, okay, I don't want to spend my time on this. Right. So now I know what it takes, and I know I can go like, I want this edited like this, instead of I want it edited, but I don't know how to edit it. Exactly. I mean, that's also kind of one of the things that I've done lately. I've been trying the editing. I've been trying the sort of how to get into a good rhythm of to what level do you write a script? Because my masterclass videos are heavily scripted. And I've gotten into the rhythm where I write a script and then I just start recording. And then when I make a mistake, I just clap. And then I know that when I go back and that's a biter.
Clap the biter. He's got a biter.
Yeah. Never mind.
So you see it on the? Do you see it on the visually on the waveform when you clap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's super easy that I can see that talk, clap.
Yep.
And then start talking again. Then I know when I'm editing, I go, all right, if there's a clap there, cut it out. It makes it so much easier to edit.
Right.
And, getting into those kind of rhythms, and then it's actually not that difficult to get it, because you do sometimes have to do 10 takes, and then it's all right, because you just clap, do again, clap, do again. But that's why I found that you need the script, because otherwise you say the sentence you want and then you add a bit more to it, and then that a bit more to it you added was the stuff that messed up.
Right.
So you have to do the whole, and it's just something that it's a learned skill. And if I gave my video unedited to some editor and said make it good, then they wouldn't be able to do that, right? But I think that there's a lot of, with coming back to this this thing about sort of like editing improves the YouTube video. I think that a lot of us content creators have some things that we know we should be doing, or we know we shouldn't be doing, and we keep doing it, or we don't do it. And I think that maybe with all jobs that we know that there's something we should do different. It's just that if you're a salaried employee, then you might not have a big sort of wiggle room in what you can do. But in this case, I knew that I had to do more on YouTube to grow on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I just didn't do it. I kept pressing the go live button and kept going live, and I didn't have time to make any better content for YouTube. And I've been, over the last month, I've been putting in a hell of a lot of the effort on improving it, and I'm starting to see a really good growth on this. And this is one of the things that I knew all along that I had to do, but I kept telling myself that you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And it's interesting.
It's important.
There's tons of things that for everyone, probably they know that they should be doing differently.
Yep. Yeah. It's important, man. I mean, this is what I was saying. This was a 3 or 4 weeks ago, talking about your competition, right? So Nilaus's competition is not Catherine the Sky. It's not Arumba. It's not these other, it's not Exterminator. It's not me. His competition is, Nilaus's competition is Nilaus, right? That's what he needs to overcome, right? Me too, right? Because think about what you just said. You said, look, I know all along I needed to do these things, and I had a habit that I needed to break. And as soon as I broke it, like nothing happened with Catherine Sky, nothing happened with all these other big YouTubers. None of that business went away. They're still there. You just made a change of your behavior or your habits, and then we've been seeing some good stuff from it, right? That's important, man.
So. Yeah, it is. And I think it
great.
Came at a bit of a random time, because I discovered 2 streamers kind of simultaneously, and they also did some collaboration. Devin Nash and Harris Heller. Probably know them.
I think Devin Nash I do.
Yeah, and Harris Heller is super inspiring. He has a YouTube channel. He's a longtime content creator, and he really knows a lot of stuff about what to do and what not to do. And basically, the two of them, they were like, it's not about, if you want to be a successful Twitch streamer, go to YouTube. I was like, yeah, I love when you have advice that is so counterintuitive, but it makes sense.
It does. It
because you can't grow on Twitch. It's so difficult. If you, how do you get more viewers? I mean, I have an advantage if you're the top 1, 2, 3 on a category, and luckily we can say Factorio is a small category. Then you get sort of organic. Someone goes into a category and says, I want to watch Factorio, who is on number 1, 2, or 3. I'll click on that.
Right.
And then maybe they'll stick around. But if I want to try play some other games, Fortnite.
Right.
You can't just
go
start streaming and stream 12 hours a day and expect people to come.
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, the browse page is very. There's a
shit. That's what it is.
Well,
it's not working.
It's there's a game to it, right? It's hate the rules. You know, it's like you're saying. You can either complain about the rules or you play the game, right? And there's a definite game to the browse page, right? There are some things. So, and at some point, this is what I think this is what you're experiencing. At some point, you stop benefiting from the browse page, and you start bringing people to the browse page, right?
Yeah.
And
because if I have to get a new viewer on Twitch, I have to take it from someone else.
Yeah.
Right? That means if we're streaming at the same time, if I want one more viewer, that means one less viewer for you. It's much better for all of it by growing the pie and getting more people to actually say, come on over to Twitch. It's actually pretty cool to sit and shout at me in real time instead of just shouting in the comment section in YouTube.
That's right. That's right.
So better for everyone if we get more people on board.
Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, and most people when I have a that's how you found Nilaus and KOS. Yeah, so Conan was on my ass about doing some YouTube stuff. Conan's my buddy, by the way. About doing YouTube stuff. So I have, and actually I have a story from last week where, so on Friday nights, to your point about editing, all of that, I do Friday nights. I do my live recording. So I'm recording segments, but I'm live on Twitch, and I'm just recording for my editing later on. I do the FFF review, and I do my Reddit stuff, and that's where this icon came from. This emote came from, which is the takes. So that is my clapper board. Like take one, take two, like a little movie click.
Yeah.
Right? So that's so that the audience can kind of make fun of me as I screw up my words, and that's that for me, right? So on Reddit,
do you have a clipper?
No.
Do you have a clapper?
No, not in real life. I have a cowbell though, so I've got I used to have an air horn. I have an air horn. I've got another bunch of shit around here. I got like a patch, like an eye patch, like a steampunk patch. I got a bunch.
You never know when you're gonna need it.
You never know when I'm gonna need it. That's right. See, I've got the striker too. Got shades for when they're needed. All right. We have the I have a clap. Yeah. I like it when I have a doorbell sound drop that I do. Is I ask people. Someone says they have a dog, and I say, "Oh, cool. Are you on speakers or are you in headphones?" They say, "Yeah, I'm on speakers." So I hit the doorbell sound, and their dogs go nuts.
You can also do the OK Google.
Yeah. Siri, play Justin Bieber. Hey Siri, play Despacito.
Yep.
Despacito. Okay. So I do recording on Reddit, and I answer questions on Reddit, and I make little segments, all those sorts of things. Sometimes I'll do a tutorial series on it, but I'm recording while I'm live, so the audience is having fun with me, all that. I did get a viewer from Reddit. All I didn't post a link. I didn't self-promote. And I replied on Reddit. He had a question from the weekly question thread, and I replied to it, and I said, "Come see me." I didn't post my link anywhere. My link is in my profile on Reddit, but it was just a little thing that says, "Come see me." He had a question about trains or something. Let me see if I can find it. And sure enough,
I have it as a user there.
30 minutes later, he shows up in chat. 30 minutes. And and there it is. There's my reply. And somebody downvoted it. It's got a -1 on it.
Self-promotion.
Yeah. It's not, though. I just said, hey, come see me. What did that mean? He could show up. I meant to come see come to my door. That might have been what I meant, right? But he was just asking about train signals and all of that. And all I just said, come see me. And he shows up, and I went, yeah, I got him.
Yeah. It's difficult to figure out how much you can, how many people do you move with various things?
Yeah. Various endeavors off of Twitch. How can you move them to Twitch?
And Twitch doesn't really, the sourcing on Twitch is not very good. Like when you look at where do you get your views from, it's just like external.
External, right.
Yeah, that doesn't really help me very much.
Right.
So
the good news for Twitch is their analytics within Twitch are now pretty good. If you remember back 2.5 years ago, it was a wasteland. Like you could not tell where anything was. But at least now we know on your analytics page in Twitch, on average across all worldwide, all streamers, 44% are mobile/tablet. 44% of viewers. That's big.
That's that's a good point, because I never watch on, well, I do kind of, but that's like the 10 minutes while cooking. But aside from this, I don't watch on mobile device, and therefore it's just so foreign to me. And you have to remember that voting, for example, just doesn't work doesn't work very well, at least. And don't buy bits or subs. Don't buy gift subs on mobile. At least on iOS. I don't know about Android, but definitely don't do it when you're on iOS.
Yeah, I talked to the guy who's in charge of it, of everything revenue. So his name is Mike Minton.
Mike, yeah. Talk to him a lot as well.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Not a particular fan.
Really? So he was just saying. He said, "Look, either we have a choice. If we go live with the same system, we're going to lose money on iOS subs on Twitch. And that's it. Either Twitch loses money, or the content creator loses money, or we charge the customer more. And those are our options, because the iOS they charge
that's the 30% Apple tax. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
But that's just, we have to remind people, don't buy 20 gift subs on Apple on your iPhone, for example.
Yeah.
You should go to a desktop and do that.
Go to browser, yeah.
Yeah. But it's I was not a big fan, because he was at TwitchCon last year, and we talked, and that was when the pre-rolls were starting to come in, and they were everywhere.
Yep.
And everyone hated them, and he was just being really arrogant about it.
Really?
Like it's really clear that he was his role was to make money for Twitch through ad revenue. That's his goal here in life. And it was like, and then he was like, well, maybe we'll just cut down so you can't take donations if you're a partner. So you have to do bits. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was like he was, instead of just going like, hey, let's add cool features. You're going like, no, we're gonna be taking away other features in order for you to use our shitty features. Like, no, wait. And just like this part about the pre-rolls, the amount of lost viewership on pre-rolls is insane. Rumor has it 30% of people who leave a channel when they get a pre-roll. Imagine that. That's 30% of the people who want to watch your channel and never get to do it because, another shitty Amazon
ad
show.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah.
It's true.
So I think that's, and then you can disable it if you roll ads during your, if you can disable the pre-rolls if you do ads.
Right. That's a shitty system. That's a shitty system.
It's a shitty system. It's like, why can I not choose to have ads?
Right.
And I asked that question to him in a forum, and everyone was like, yeah, why? But you get the half of it from subs. Why is that not enough? And he's like, no, we want more.
Yeah.
So I was not a big fan.
Yeah. The pre-rolls, ads need to be fixed for sure, right?
And look at how much money you make from ads on Twitch, it's just
it's abysmal.
It's a cup of coffee a month.
Yeah,
and it's so many viewers you lose.
Yeah, it is not it's not comparative to the hassle that it causes, right? Yeah. The amount of money you're getting, it's not comparative to the downside, right?
Yeah. So the answer, of course, is just subscribe, and you don't get ads.
Yeah. I guess that's how they do it. Is they make it painful, so they force you into a sub. Yeah. So, do you ever look at your statistics for where your views come from outside of Twitch? So this is an interesting one. I've never seen these. So check this out. Let's just see mine real quick. See if this is viewable on this screen. There you go. It'll block Nilaus out because I can't change. Let's see if I can move him around.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
so,
for me, it's not very interesting.
Yeah, 70% is direct. But now they're actually, I've never heard of this thing, istthereanydeal.com. Yeah. I've never heard of that.
Twitch. I've also noticed that
TV external is counting as an external, but it's twitch.tv, Discord, Speedrun, SK Knower, unknown, Factorio.com, weird, Gamepedia, okay. Google, Multi-Twitch, and YouTube. It's a long tail, but 70% are direct, right? Interesting.
Yeah, that's also why I'm totally not interested in it. Yeah, it's about 70%, 7% for me as well. And then out of the 7%, you get 8% of 7%, right? So it's I don't even want to bother with those 5 people who come in from. That's not how statistics works.
Yeah. So, the important part is. So the external stuff could be better, but I think my takeaway from most of the time from those analytics is that we have to remember that mobile viewing is a giant chunk of our audience. Probably for you too. Yep. You can go see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a giant.
It's the
chunk.
Same for everyone.
Yeah. Yep. Across everyone, it's 44. Across everybody on Twitch, it's 44%. It varies by viewer. It's probably somewhere around there, 38 to 50, whatever, depending on what you're doing. If you play a mobile game, then probably it may be similar, right? So,
I'm just trying to see if I can figure out. I don't even know where that is, but I remember seeing it somewhere.
Yep. And thank you, Raven North. So, and then the other takeaway is that I don't know about pre-rolls and all of that business, but I have clicked into someone who I was interested in seeing, and then I got an ad, and I clicked out of it, and I went, I am that I have been that statistic before too, where
so I. And then the interesting is also like that's the one part. You go in there and then you go out again. But from Twitch perspective, if you just click on another channel, I don't care. But isn't it likely that you click on YouTube? Because if you want to watch something, hey, I just have half an hour while cooking dinner.
Yep.
I just need to watch something. Oh, yet another commercial for some rent. Right. The only thing I get is Amazon shows that you can't watch in Denmark anyway. So it's kind of even more shitty. So anyway, you see this and are like, no, I'll just go on YouTube because the recommendations, they are meaningful, and there's probably something on the recommendation. There's a 20-minute video on something. Yep, I'll just watch that.
Right.
But anyway, I mean, it is what it is, but it's just it's our viewers that we lose, and we have no control of it.
Right. So the other thing that I did when at least it's different when I first got partnered, I ran a couple of ads as an experiment. And I said, all right, everybody, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to run an ad because I got to go pee. I want you to tell me when I come back, tell me I'm going to run 3 ads all back to back. Tell me what country you're from and what the topics of the ads were. And very different from Europe versus U.S. and different by country. Canada had something different. Australia had something different. So it is very localized what everybody gets, right? So
but I would guess that the Amazon is all the ads they don't sell. They just fill it up.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So if they didn't sell something like for a football team, or they didn't sell from something from, say, a movie or a candy bar or whatever it is, then they'll just plug in an Amazon show for Prime, available on Prime or available on Amazon Go or whatever it is.
I have never gotten a non-Prime ad. I actually thought that it was the only ads that were. I don't see anything that isn't ad, but because who the hell wants to buy ads on Twitch in Nordic region? Apparently no one.
Yeah, maybe.
So, but it's I also tried running ads, and that was actually after talking to Mike, and he was talking. He had his pitch was basically like, oh yeah, you're gonna make more money from ads if you run it. And Ciceron was actually saying that on one of his panels. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
Path of Exile streamer. And he was saying like he makes more on ads than he makes on subs. I was like, really?
Really?
Yeah, and then I started following him, but he doesn't get many subs. That's the problem, right? But if you have 3,000 to 5,000 viewers and you run a couple of minutes of ads every hour, but you don't have that many subs, then maybe that's true.
Maybe that's true. Right.
Yeah, because if you have like a large viewer base, but there's very low engagement.
Right.
So it's that might be the case. But I tried it for I think like 3 months, and I ran 2-minute breaks every hour because that was like the recommended, and that was my schedule, and I have a high subscriber percentage, so of course a lot didn't get it, but I couldn't see the difference next month at my ad revenue. I couldn't see a difference.
There's no difference.
I was like, literally, I've been running ads 10 hours every stream, and there's no impact.
No difference. No impact. Right.
So Ciceron has more than 2,400 subs. That's actually not very much considering his view numbers.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
If you take someone like Harris Heller, he streams for 800 to 1,000, and he has 3,500 subs.
That's big.
So
yeah.
But he's also extremely good at generating subs.
Right. And you know about our rule breaker, who is Warwitch TV, right? His average viewer count. I don't know who that is. Oh man, this guy is all about engagement. He is the exact opposite of those guys. He has if you look at his emote slots, if he's kept it, he's in the 4,000s of subs, but his viewer count is around 200-300. Pretty average, right? Mm-hmm. And he is absolutely the rule breaker. His subs are crazy. Let me Sully gnome him. His subscribers, he's got 40 something. I mean, he was my first sub on Twitch. Let me try this. First sub ever. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows, 42 emotes that he's got, and let's put in his. Which means 40 emote slots Twitch. So if he's kept it, this was earlier this year. He was unlocking emote slots earlier this year, which is freaking insane. So let's see. We'll just count 42. He's defined a 2.5 million bits cheer mode. Yeah. This dude is insane. He's an amazing streamer.
Interesting.
Emote subscriber.
I mean, one thing is defining it, but can you define it without having? I think can you only define the next tier up?
No, I'll link you this article. So there's a table. Here it is. There's a table on this article, and we'll just show this real quick. Is that 4,400? I think he's got 42 emotes, so he's at 4,400 right there. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what it was. I mean, that. So the number of emotes you have is a high water mark, right? You could fall off later on, right? It's just a high water mark. Yeah. But his and in his numbers, for, let's do a 90-day number for him.
Yeah, you're welcome, Raven. Thanks for helping my Victoria game.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, average viewers. Yeah, average viewers for Warwitch 174. So 174 average viewers and 44, we'll say 4K subscribers monthly. That's insane engagement. That is crazy amounts, right?
I wanted actually to see it on the channel, like the leaderboards. I mean, I can't remember where it was, but I saw someone who had leaderboard where it's like 900 gifted subs, and that was in a weekly reset. I was like, okay, that's a lot of money.
So this is he's a okay. So your numbers for the same one, you got 166, which is that's yours is fantastic. Your number, I'd kill for your numbers. So, but I mean, think about that. So he's your size in concurrent viewers, but his subscriber numbers are in the 4,000s.
Yeah, that's a wee bit above where I am.
That is
like that.
That's all. Yeah, he's got a few more than me. A few more. It'll take me a few days to get that together. But he is absolutely our rule breaker, because there is a relation. There is usually some sort of relationship, plus or minus, between viewership and subscribers. Sometimes, most times, you can draw some conclusions, right? Yeah. And there's an average number. There's a average percentage of I have X viewers and therefore I have X subs. And then there's
I wouldn't even be. I don't think I would be able to conclude that.
There's rule breakers on the Warwitch side, and then there's rule breakers on the other side, the non-engagement, right? The guy who
think there's. I don't.
Show me the guy.
I don't agree.
Show me the guy.
I think.
Who was the other guy on the other side? Who had more ads? What was his name? Type his name in the chat so I can look at him.
But I don't think he's necessarily a good candidate, but someone who is a big streamer. Okay, basically, I think that a lot of competitive games where they are pro gamers have very low engagement. They have lots of viewers, but they don't get a lot of bits or subs. They just have passive viewers, and that's a classic like pro game. And whether it's in some kind of shooter, or I've watched a lot of TFT, and I could watch a TFT of Skara, for example, with 5,000 viewers, and I could watch for 2 hours, and there were like, I don't know, a handful or two handfuls of subs. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't scale up, right?
Right.
So you can kind of say, all right, if you get this many subs per hour and you stream this many hours, well, that's certainly not going to add up to 5,000 subs. It's going to add up to 2,000 subs. And if you stream for 5,000 people with 2,000 subs, you're doing something very wrong.
Yeah.
Very wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, didn't you? I think it was, wasn't it Badger who hit 2,000 subs? I think he mentioned that on stream. I mean, if you probably know it, so you shouldn't say anything. If
no.
I think he mentioned that after he's what's it called?
AGDQ, right?
Yeah, whatever that one.
Yeah.
He got a huge boost and hit the 2,000 subs, so that kind of thing. And it was yeah. So that's what I'm. So if you're streaming for, I don't know, 5 times as many people, then.
Right. So the only conclusion we'll draw is he did say he has 30 emotes right now. Badger does. He's got 30 emotes. Yeah. So at some point he had 2. That means based on this article he had 2,000 subs. So I'm not saying anything out of school. But
it probably recently, since he got a nice boost in everything recently.
Right.
And really making waves. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's been doing great. But what we said was after that AGQ is we said you will settle into a new normal. It may be higher than that, maybe. Likely it'll be lower than that because there's a hype wave that happens. But be careful so that you don't go crazy. But settle into your new norm and kind of go from there and see where you are. And he says, "Oh yeah.
Start buying more cars and houses.
Get a Tesla.
You got to make sure that you got your expenses matching your newfound riches. You got to make sure of it.
Yeah,
you can't." Otherwise, it just starts accruing. It's no good.
Order Tinder Premium. Get a Tesla.
That's back in my corporate days.
Yeah, get a Tesla, man. Yeah. So that's where it is. So to your point. Okay. So let me state it differently. There is a relationship across all of Twitch, average viewers with average subs. But there is a big standard deviation with that, right? There is a big swing.
That's related to the category very much.
Related to the category, I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, an interesting streamer that I've been watching lately, GM Hikaru, chess streamer, chess grandmaster.
Chess. Oh.
And I'm no interest in chess, but Hikaru, GM Hikaru. He is, and he is blowing up. Just went from 1,000 subs to 12,000 subs in a couple of months.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's so cool. It's just watching someone like a genuine chess grandmaster who throws down with the best of them. He's really entertaining. He's just really embraced it, and he also like really did some cool stuff. Like he started training some of the major streamers in chess.
Really? Wow.
Like Grateful.
All right, I just shot him a follow.
You see, and it's really interesting. He can make chess interesting because he explains it in a way that even I can keep up.
Yeah.
So, and that's pretty awesome. Like watching someone, like, okay, this is, and sometimes when you see someone who's blowing up, then it's like, all right, why is this Korean girl eating live animals? I don't get it. Get me out of here. But this thing, it's like, all right, this is genuinely, he's entertaining and he knows his shit. I mean, yeah.
So look at his concurrents. His concurrents say in March around 2,000, right? His viewers, and then.
But look at some of his streams, like 40,000 viewers on the stream
for chess.
Pretty OP. Yes.
OP for chess. That's great. That's a good recommendation. Thank you very much for that. I'll take it. So look at his 30.
Look at his stats, right?
Yeah.
Look at his stats, the growth month over month.
Yep. 30-day stats. So close that down to 30 days, and it is 17K average in the last month. So there you go. So look at his 90-day versus 30 days. So 90 days ago, it was around 2K, and now it's up to 17K. And I'll probably be one of them. I'll have to check him out on that. That's good. Wow, this is great, man. Look at he's up 195.6%, plus 11,000 concurrent viewers month over month.
Well, yeah, that's nice stats there.
Chess is more popular in Factorio? No way. All right, so are you planning anything for 1.0? What do you got in the pipe for 1.0?
Right now I just started a new Let's Play on YouTube, and that's going to run until 1.0. My plan right now is that I'm going to make these really thorough tutorials. My Factorio Masterclass, we're launching one every week from now on until go live. Well, I'm going to continue as long as we have content for it. But that means that I want everyone to, when they start new people coming in, my tutorials will have good view counts already, so that they will be the ones you find. And it doesn't make sense for me to start doing that when 1.0 hits. I need to make sure that I build that repertoire, that library of good tutorials, so that it becomes a household name. That, hey, if you want to watch tutorials, you want to learn something, then you find one of these, whatever you search on, whether it's main bus or mall or whatever you search for, then you're gonna find my videos, and then hopefully you'll check out the other ones.
Right.
And there's also something if you
Biter.
Sorry, I dropped you on the floor. There we go. Yeah, so that's what I'm planning, and then I'll do some kind of event on launch, probably like a 24-hour stream or something like that.
Really? How long have you done how often do you do 24-hour streams?
I've never done it. I crashed on a 22-hour stream.
Oh.
That was my first stream on Twitch, and it was insane. I didn't have anything. I didn't have any moderators. I didn't have any overlays. I have nothing. It was my first stream. Yes, and PrimeDead saved me on that one. It's unbelievable. He just all the way through. He was just saving my ass on that one. That was so cool.
That's great, man. That's great.
So, no, I haven't, and I can't. I probably can't either. But I'm gonna be like streaming long. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Because I can't do a 24-hour stream. I wear contact lenses, so I'm just gonna dry up. And
I agree.
And it just doesn't work. But I'm going to do something. Like, here I am. This is what we do.
Yep.
So, what about you? What do you got planned?
Same thing. I'm going to take. I've got vacation. So I'm taking vacation for the whole week.
I'm not taking vacation.
I know, but I'm taking vacation off my other job because I have to. Yeah, I should probably watch the Nilaus masterclass on how to do a main bus. I should. You should get those glasses from that old girlfriend you had. That's right. Yeah. So I have specs. I cannot wear contact lenses for any length of time at all. I've tried every kind all over the years. So I just have a monitor that's close enough to where I can see. I can just see everything. So my vision is not that bad. But when I drive,
if I needed my monitor here, that would be between me and the microphone. So it's not really conductive of a good experience.
Yeah, mine's not that bad. So I can see across the room most of the time. So, but yeah, I can't do a 24-hour stream. I've done a 14 on accident, where I was an accident. I woke up in the morning and I had a cup of coffee and I showered, had a cup of coffee, and I sat down right here. The wife had breakfast already done, so I didn't have to do anything like that. She just slid some breakfast in front of me, and I sat down and said, all right, I'm going to go for a little while. And the next thing I know, it was 2 a.m. It was like it was like 9 or it was 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. or something crazy. And I was like, well, oh man. I looked up and I went, oh shit, man, it's so late.
Yeah, I can't do that. I mean, I'm genuinely crashing now. And after I've usually streamed for 4 hours, and then after the 4 hours, I'm pretty wasted. So I really also like that because I can go like, I don't know, I'm not going to say more intensive, but for me at least, I don't have to pace myself because I need to last 10 hours. The people who stream like 10, 12 hours every day, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's tough.
And some people can be high energy and just play FPS at highest level for 12 hours. It's unbelievable. I can't do that. But then again, they're also 18-year-olds and I'm 41, so maybe there's something there to it as well.
Yeah,
so I need my naps. I can do a morning stream, and then I need a nap, and then I can do an evening stream. That's it.
Yeah. If I sleep good, I can go straight through. Usually I take a nap I nap in between my normal job and this job.
Yeah.
So
when do you see your family?
Well, I mean, they're there. They come on show sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're there.
Well, I mean, that's what I say. It's like people usually say like the key to a good relationship is communication.
Yeah.
And you've mastered it. If you don't communicate, you can't get in a fight. So I mean, that's perfect. No communication, no fights.
I mean,
it's awesome.
It's perfect. Yeah. We so, and for my schedule, the weekends we do stuff because I don't go that long on weekends most times. The weekday evenings, everybody's going everywhere with practices and all of that business. So the house may have one person in there anyway, right? So I may as well be in here. One night a week, we always take off and we do a movie or a dinner or something. We do something. And then usually tonight, Sunday nights, we'll do something together, or Saturday we'll do something in the morning and something in the evening, whatever. But so mostly on weekends and at least one night a week we'll do something together. But what the wife will do is say, look, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, there's swim practice, there's all these other events, or I'm working or whatever. Go do your work. Mm-hmm. Like go get on Twitch and go kick some ass. And then, but then we schedule out saving the right one. So, but they do like it that, like, you think about the other job I could have gotten. I have one job, then I have another job. I could have gotten some sort of job where I'm outside, like serving at a bar, or working part time at a bar or something. Yep. Then I'm out of the house, right? I'm not here. And if push comes to shove, I can always just stream's off tonight. We get shit to do and all the other business. So. The fact that I'm in the house is pretty meaningful, right? Yeah,
it makes sense because then as the kids get older, they need less supervision. But it's just nice to be around.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be here and present and all of that. And yeah, we're all here. So, all right. So mine. I'm going to take off on. I'll be off that week for Factorio. I'm also doing stuff out there on YouTube. I'm putting some stuff together. I'm doing some speed runs, and so that I can have that sort of thing, and so that I can just kind of focus in on it. That's about it. I'm going to be around as well if they need it, if they have questions about something. then I will be here, and I'm be doing some long streams. I wake up early, get on, and do some long streams. So
it's actually going to be knowing when we've been through this like the last many years on this, and then it hits, and then we go live, and then we're like number 17 on the list because there's Day 9 and there's Soviet Wobble, and there's everyone's like, hey, we paid our dues here.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's going to happen.
And hopefully there will be some drop off.
Yeah. It'll be happen. The first 1 or 2 days it'll happen, and then day 3 it'll be okay. They'll move on out, right? And then the folks who have been here the whole time will be the ones they stick with. So anyway,
I had a good experience when Day 9 was playing Factorio. Then I dropped by his chat. I do that sometimes, and I said hi, and then lots of people in chat were like, "Oh, there's Nilaus," and then he was like, "Oh, that's apparently Factorio royalty. That's nice." When I'm a big fan of him, and so next time I came back to the stream and I said hi again, and he was like, "Oh, I've been watching a lot of your videos," and I could see his map went from like an awful first time to having like, oh, that's my green circuit build. Oh, that's my
nice.
That's so cool.
Victory.
That was a big fanboy moment.
All right. Well, let's cool. That's what we're gonna do, Tony. Is eat, sleep, and repeat, and eat during Factorio, sleep, and repeat. That's what we're gonna do. So that's excellent, man. When you have somebody who went out and looked at your videos and then comes back and then actually puts them in place, that's really good, man. All right, well, let's put Nilaus's stuff in chat so you can guys go follow him. If you for sure you've heard me talk about him, but if you're not, make sure you hit that follow button, and we'll get out of here. Also, hit me up. There's my links. If you want to find a good deal to look at Twitch stats and all of that, you can go to Sully Gnome. That's one we use a bunch in this one This to look at viewership and increases and decreases and try and look at trends, all that business. But there you go. So we'll find someone to host here in just a second. But let's do Badger's sign off. So Nilaus, you've of course seen this one. His deal is he says stay motivated, because if you're motivated, you can do anything. Stay awesome because you know you're awesome. And remember, and then we do this, and we say wash your hands. Wash your hands. All right.